Let's see the quick demo of .NET Aspire with front-end view application. So here my view applications, right, and which is dependent this app services, and this app service also is dependent this JB. And let me quickly open this view front end. So once you open, you are able to see this nice look and feel of this view applications which have that integrated view along with this byte as a server is using byte. And if I just want to add a new to-do list, for example view, so if I just add a view, so we are able to see this nice view to-do list over here, which if I want to check, so it's just completed. If you see, it's just done. If I uncheck, so if it will be show this pending, right? That means this task has not been completed. And similar, if I want to add more example .NET Aspire, right? So if I just add another to-do list, so it's available over here. Also we have that another more flexibility over here, like if I want to up and down, so whatever that task list, if I want to move up and down, so I can easily do that. Like for example, if I want to down this list, so just move it to down. So now see, just down of this list over here, and this one is first list, so I can check and check like this way. Even if you want to delete, so you can just delete as well. So that's everything is integrated with API service in this view, which is using in .NET Aspire. So let's moving to start to implementation. So before start to implementation, I'm especially recommend if you first time visit my channel, so which is .NET real world example, and here I just starting this series of .NET Aspire, which first I just start how to create your new .NET Aspire, and along with this React app and Blazor app, which have that integrate API service with along with the DB. And this next one also I just created with the Angular, and now last one also just I created .NET Aspire along with that Blazor and Azure function, which have that integrated queue and blob function. So now moving to next, and yeah, so further due let me start. And also you can just take it my last session repository, which is this Aspire app React app, which have all that repos codes over here. You can clone it and you can start it. So I also take it clone it over here, and then I will start. So I just clone it over here. Now see, which have this API service, Aspire host project, which is default service host, and also this is a React app, this is function app, and this is Angular one, and this is React app. So yeah, let me open it. This one is an VS code. So for that open VS code, I can just directly go to that particular directory, and simple I can use that code dot, and it will be open in our new instance of that VS code. Okay, so yeah, so for that just as like we have all that all that front end, so I'll just add another front end which is called view, right? So for that, how you can just create a new view applications over here. So for that, actually we have that simple command which also provide in official website of your here, like in view official document. So I'll just using in this over here, so which is this npm create view at the rate latest one, so that whatever view framework I'll just want to use, so it will take as a latest one. And also before that also you have to use that npm, because you have to install node.js as well. So yeah, you can go through my first videos of this Aspire project, so you will get an idea like what are the requirement. Okay, and simply I can just hit enter, and also make sure you have to that root directory. So this is my root directory, so that it will create a new project along with over here, right? And once you hit enter, now it is asking to me over here as a project name, right? What project you want. So I want to name it project like so I just make it a view front end, right? And that hit enter. And also they will provide what kind of type script you want to use, like javascript and typescript and all. So I want to use that typescript. So make sure, see, as of now you can just up and down, you will see that blue tick over here, but it is unchecked, it is a checkbox. So if you want to check, so simply press space key on your keyboard. So once you space key, you are able to see it is green, that means it is check, and hit enter. And then also just use that oxlint so use that. And that is also that I skip all that example. So if you want to without sample project, so you can just skip that, or if you want to, yes, so it will be skip, and if you know, so it will take a sample project. So I'll take a sample project, so that's why I create a new. And yeah, finally it's got created your project along with this command. So it is just make sure like your project got created, so you can just make sure your project is properly created or not, or it is working or not. So for that you have to just go to this you know this directory, because this is your root directory of this project. So you have to go to this project directory, and once you go to this directory, so you just simply use that npm install. And yeah, once you install that whatever the dependency, because this project have a lot of dependencies, right? So that they have to install that over here. So that is actually flexibility provide the .NET Aspire. You don't need to take in care any dependencies and all. They everything will taken care in .NET Aspire. Okay, now it's completed, right? Whatever that in a package is done. And then what I'll do, I'll just simply use this and start your application, and simply hit enter. And want to hit enter, now see it is just starting for this. So I can just simply use this and just open it over here and see, make sure okay it's working fine or not. So let me close everything before that. Yeah, so it's just a simple template of a view which has that default sample code and all, that is fine. But yeah, we will integrate our API, and also we will integrate this .NET front the view front-end application in .NET Aspire. So yeah, let me close this. And also we want to skip that and also go back to the root directory of this project, and also just run my application like this complete application, so that whatever we have in our this repository we can show you. So for that actually you can just go to that particular app host project, you can run it, or there is another way we can use that CLI of Aspire, and you can run it like this way. Okay, now finally your dashboard got created. You can just simply click on that, and this is your dashboard which will maintain all that applications over here. So yeah, currently we have that storage which will manage the blob and queue, and also front end for React app services, Angular, and this is the DB also, right? That means everything is perfectly working fine. And also we can just ensure that React app, yeah, that React app also is working. Let me React, yeah, so it is working fine. Similar if I check that Angular one, so where is my Angular? Yeah, this is my Angular. Open this Angular. Also yeah, see whatever data is I saved it from there, I'm getting over here, and simply I can just use Angular and add that. Yeah, Angular also there. If I just refresh, yeah, that cools. Okay, so yeah, what I need to do, yeah, that function is not started just because of might be it is dependent on Docker, so that's why. That is fine. So yeah, let me just open Docker as well, so that everything should work as expected. Cool, now your Docker desktop is open, so definitely it will be resolve that all that dependency. Now see, everything just starting and as expected. Okay, cool. Now so what I need to do next, so we will just integrate our view application in this .NET Aspire over here. As of now I am not able to see anything just because I have not added anything. Okay, so for that let me close that and go back to your applications, and here you have to go that at Aspire project, which is this, and go to that Aspire host. Okay, and in this Aspire host, as like we have to add all other project directory in this app host. So similar I have to add that one also, like for example here, right? So previously we add that Angular one, so now we have to add for that one, right? For that view. So for that simply welder dot, okay, let me zoom in for you so that you can able to see. Yeah, add, or yeah, this is fine, they are just providing a a reference, right, as a copilot. So I'm can using this, but what I'll do, I'll just change it the name so that I can able to see. So name would be not in React, it should be view applications, and my directory name is, for example, yeah, view frontend, right? So I'll just make it same name, and yeah, once you're done, now go back to next. So with reference, yeah, so also I need to with reference for API service, and also we have to wait until that API service is not started, and similar we have to use that with endpoint, right? So that is also fine. And then yeah, I have to use another one which can npm, yeah, with npm package installations. So yeah, that's cool. Like these are things actually we have to required over here. So these are actually that configuration you have to do in our app.host project for that your view application simply. And this is also I already installed that extension, so you can refer that extension as well. So that's cool. And yeah, that is sufficient for here. And one more thing actually with endpoint, yeah, one more extension actually we required, which is with the external external HTTP endpoint. So we can use that with the external HTTP endpoints. Yes, now this one. So yeah, also you can just utilize this and other options also, extension method for publish Docker file as well. But yeah, as of now I'll not use it, but that is optional, you can take it. So that's cool, and that is saved, and that is done for this host project. And now moving to your front end application, because as of now, see, as you configured over here, if you run now, see, let me show you what happened if you run now, just configured over here. And if you run, for example, so run this application, see, as of now you are able to see my view is appearing over here, right? But which have some issues over here. See, it is just failed. Why it's failing, you can see as a log as well. So that is very helpful. Now see, waiting, but that is start actually is missing, right? Because as of now currently using deb, start from your application from deb, so that's why it is occurring issues. So what is the fix for that? If you go to that your project, that view front end project, go to that package.json. In this package.json there need to some configuration over here. For example, see, as of now I'm using deb, right? So that's why it's suffering. So for that, if you want to start as a over there, so you can just use as a start script, so that that also can be start. So if you just add it over here, if you go back, I think I have to restart our application because this is a configuration file, right? So let me just stop that and run it again. Okay, now it's running, and just let me open it again. And this time you are able to see it is running, right? That means run command is successfully running, and you are also able to see your uh, listening point, right? And also if you see this log, console log, now it is just complete and also started, and it is listening on this endpoint. So if you directly run this, so you are able to see your sorry, not a post, like you have to just run complete over here. If you want to separately run, so you can just run it, but if we want to run from itself of this port, right, which is handling .NET Aspire. So if you run this now, see, it is not runnable, right? Just because, see, we have to add one more configuration on this view project, so that they can add a server as well. Okay, so for that what I can do, I can go back, and here, so now see, it's a byte configuration, and this byte configuration only use that view dev tools, right? So instead of that byte dev tools, we have to allow the servers. Okay, so that whatever that calls is coming over here over that APIs, so I can just handle as a proxy. So that proxy actually I need to configure over here. So simply I can use over here as a proxy. Where is that? Yeah, after this section I can add this. Yeah, this server configuration you have to use it. So server, then host is true, then port is this, right? It will take a environment port, otherwise it will take as a default port. And also I'll just use the proxy, so that whatever proxy I'll just replace for API 2, replace that API 1, right? And ensure, so whatever your app service is, like suppose service, so you can just change it as like, so as of now I'm just using that app services over here. Where is my app service? So yeah, let me open dashboard so that you can just clearly able to see. So where is my app services? Yeah, see, this is our app services, right? So make sure proper whatever name you have to use, that proper name over here, like services.app services, then http 0 and http 1. That is important actually. So that is done. So once you're done, now I am able to run this, I guess. So let me run it and see. Actually I'm explaining one by one. That means might be you have you receive this problem while you integrate, so that's why I just properly integrate one by one and show it. Okay, what could be a cause, or what could be the reason for that integration, and what is the solution for that. Okay, so now if I just moving to this and if I run this, now see, I'm able to run completely using that aspire listening point, right, directly. And also if I see this console log, now see, this time also it is running that localhost just change over here, right? Like previously it was only just default one, but now it's taking that correct one only, right? So these are things actually you have to ensure you are proper configured, so then you are good to go to start your consuming your API in this project. Okay, so what I can do now I just simply integrate our API service which have to-do list, right? So that to-do list as like we consuming in other place in our Angular or React. So same things I can do over here. So for that I can go to that service src folder, go to that component, and which have that default component over here. So I'll just change it to that I'll just create a new component like to-do list and all, something like that. So I'll just create a new file over here. Name would be as a to-do list.vue extension. And yeah, over here let me start with that script language over here, right? And just inside that script, what I can do, I'll just required one import package, view package. So let me import that package, so which have that reference and on mount, which is actually that lifecycle hook. And over here I have to just create one model I can use over here, but I can use this separately. And then uh, I have to export this default I export this component. Okay, and let me just export that. And in this export we have to create this name as a component name. Okay, so I just defined my name, my component name over here, and then I have to create a setup. So for setup, in this setup actually we uh, have to just create a setup function over here. So see, I have the setup function which have that I am using the base URI, right? Base URI is our API, like API and to-do list. To-do is my API endpoints, and just create a few variables over here. And just first function I just create for load, which will be get that our API, that to-do list API, and just store it over this to-do values over here. That's it, right? So just again just getting that API and storage in our those variables, right? Just to do variables and other variables, right? And also simply if I want to add a new to-do list, so I just call it this add endpoint of add one, and I'll also get that response. And then also I just again if it is okay, so I'll just load that list. And similar I want to delete as well, so using the delete endpoint. And then also I'll just call move up and down. So this is move and this is up and down, so this is two API. Also we have to call this, and also this is a toggle function which will handle that it is complete or not your list. And this is just your lifecycle hook method which will initialize load your one. Okay, and yeah, I think this is that one extra parenthesis is required over here. Yeah, so like this way actually you can just complete your function to get all that endpoints and all, right, using this export default. And then after script actually we have to create our template so that I can bind our templates over here, means our HTML part. So let me say we get it from here because I don't want to write that template over here. So it just simply this is just add a to-do list, right, and also it's load, it is a refresh button, so load the edit list, and this is just loading indicator, and there here actually we binding your to-do list, and this is just a few button over here, and that's it. Okay, and if I run this application, I think that's go back to here. If I just refresh and if I just run this, I think, yeah, okay, so there is a one issue. See, I just integrate this component, but I am not using anywhere in this main component, right? So go to your main component. See, this is the main component of app.vue component, which is just using this component, that the hello world. Okay, so same things I can just comment it this component over here, and using that our my new component which I just added. Okay, so which is a to-do list. So just using, and also just import your namespace. So import that namespace over here as like this, right? So import, yeah, so this is fine. Save it, and now my component is over there, and now I am good to go to refresh to this. Yeah, see, automatically got refresh, but as like we don't have a no look feel better this style, so don't worry, we'll make it better over here as like see the demo. But I want to check first, like how actually working that connectivity this API service, so that we can ensure all this functionality is working. So first let me add a new item. So let me add a new item. Yeah, item is over there, edit. And also same item I can check it for other front end application, like for example Angular or new. Yeah, so that means this new item is got created. Also we can ensure that is calling properly. So if I see app services, and in the app services if I see console log, see, once whenever I just call anything, so let me remove that, I'll show you. Like see, this is a app services call. If I just go to here, if I add another one, for example, instead of view I just use aspire. Okay, and if I just add, now if I go back, see, so your add call is happening, and proper database whatever happen is the database, like, so everything is happening also over here. So for example, see, this insert statement is happening for this new data, right, and also retrieving the data over there, right. And yeah, same calls also, if you want, you can see as a structure log, trace log. So if you go back to your app services, you're able to see those are information, like this is get, this is post, and in this post also you can see that whatever that post call happen over here. So all that information you can able to see over there and details, right. So yeah, that's pretty much good over here. So I think that is fine in functionality perspective. Also if I check, yeah, this is done, it is pending. Also if I just try to move down, yeah, up and down also is working. If I want to delete, yeah, delete also is working fine. So now let me modify this styles. So for modifying styles, I already handy that style. So go back to this list, this component, and go down here. I can just simply use as a list over here. So I am using that style, save it. If you see, there's a couple of styles I just using that particular to do, add, and all that buttons and all. If you go back and see what look like, cool. Now see, it is much better, right, as respect on the previous one. So if I just add view, yeah, cool. Even if I just add refresh over here other application, yeah, I'm able to see. And if I add something else over for React, add this, and if I go back in about over here, now see the data is not there, but if I want to refresh, so now the new data is appearing over here, right? And the React one is the last one. So if I just if I just move it this up one, so yeah, it is just moving to this. And also if I want to take it this list as a from first, so let me move it one more time, yeah, it is taking first one also, right? So yeah, that means that proper functionality is working as expected, as like, consuming our uh, orchestration of that our view application in .NET Aspire, and also it is just consuming APIs properly, and all that functionality is working as expected. Like this way actually you can just manage your Aspire like all kind of applications, right? And also if you see there's a nice graph also, like how actually working your view application is dependent, which it is dependent API service, and also its view also is dependent your no endpoints, but yeah, installation of that npm, right? And this API service also is dependent, where like this API service actually dependent that database and all, right? So there's everything actually look clear in this graph as well. And yeah, I think this is pretty much good. But yeah, in upcoming session we will try more and more, and other things also we will try to integrate in .NET Aspire. So till now, thank you, have a nice day, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share.